Therefore, the appointment of an emergency financial manager over the DPS in actuality represents the inability of the elected politicians to effectively address the problems stemming from predatory lending, job loss, and the decline in wages. The appointment of an emergency financial manager also represents the failure of the capitalist economic policies. Banks, insurance companies, and multinational corporations have looted the cities through corrupt mortgage schemes, redlining, and tax avoidance. Many of these corporations don't even pay taxes. Many of these firms do not pay any taxes to the cities, yet they continue to insist that they dominate the political and economic directions of these elected bodies of local government.
Go ahead, bro.
Like B.B. King said, paying the cost to be the boss. They're not paying the cost, but they still want to be the boss.
Yes.
It is important that the Moratorium Now Coalition and the Michigan Emergency Committee Against War and Injustice continue to push for a halt to foreclosures, evictions, and utility shutoffs.
Absolutely.
The demand for the stopping of school closures is also essential during this period because the economic crisis is manifesting itself in various ways, including the theft of resources allocated for education and the weakening of unions within the school systems. Also, the effort to seize the municipal pension funds must be opposed because the capitalists will take everything away from working people in order to serve its own insatiable quest for greater profits. Healthcare should be a right to all who live inside the United States, and the attempts to sell the Detroit Medical Center to the Vanguard Corporation represents another mechanism for impoverishing the people and driving them out of the city. In addition, the Pentagon budget of at least $700 billion per year has been a consistent drain on the national economy of the United States. These funds should be utilized to create jobs, housing, health care, senior services, and quality education for all. Consequently, the opposition to imperialism internationally can serve as a rallying point for both exposing the hypocrisy of the United States ruling class as well as the building of working class international solidarity throughout the world. The national security state apparatus of the U.S. is not directed against the so-called, quote, war on terrorism, unquote, but it is merely a cover to intensify the repressive apparatus against working people and the oppressed inside this country and around the world.
That's right.
In raising these demands, we point to the theoretical basis of the struggle. Ultimately, the only solution to the current crisis in the capitalist system is the transformation of the economy and the social structures towards socialism. This will require a total break with capitalism and imperialism, and a protracted struggle for the realization of a society based on scientific socialist principles.
Tell the truth.
V.I. Lenin, the leader of the Russian Revolution and the founder of the Soviet Union, stated as early as 1903 that, quote, without revolutionary theory, there can be no revolutionary movement.
Listen.
This idea cannot be insisted upon too strongly at a time when the fashionable preaching of opportunism goes hand in hand with an infatuation for the narrowest forms of practical activity. This is Lenin in 1903. He continues, at this point, we wish to state only that the role of the vanguard fighter can be fulfilled only by a party that is guided by the most advanced theory, unquote. Lenin goes on to point out in this very important work that, quote, since there can be no talk of an independent ideology formulated by the working masses themselves in the process of their movement, the only choice is either bourgeois or socialist ideology. There is no middle course, for humanity has not created a third ideology. And moreover, in a society torn by class antagonisms, there can never be a non-class or above-class ideology. Lenin continues, hence, to belittle the socialist ideology in any way, to turn aside from it in the slightest degree means to strengthen bourgeois ideology. There's much talk of spontaneity, but the spontaneous development of the working class movement leads to its subordination to bourgeois ideology, to its development along the lines of the Credo program. For the spontaneous working class movement is trade unionism, and trade unionism means the ideological enslavement of the workers by the bourgeoisie, unquote. Another revolutionary leader in Africa, Amilcar Cabral, who headed the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, the PAIGC, pointed out in a directive to his organization in 1965 that cadres must, quote, always bear in mind that the people are not fighting for ideas, for the things in anyone's heads. They are fighting to win material benefits, to live better and in peace, to see their lives go forward, to guarantee the future of their children. Cabral ended this directive by saying that, quote, "We must practice revolutionary democracy in every aspect of our party life. Every responsible member must have the courage of his responsibilities, exacting from others a proper respect for his work and properly respecting the work of others. Hide nothing from the masses of our people. Tell no lies. Expose lies whenever they are told. Mask no difficulties, mistakes, or failures. Claim no easy victories," unquote. Thank you very much.
Thank you.